Hi there, everyone. This is Sean 007 1986. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday evening. Well, as you may know, the Sunday Night Football game is in the books, and now we finally got a winner. The Minnesota Vikings have defeated the Dallas Cowboys 34-26, improving the Vikings record to 5-8, while the Cowboys dropped to 6-8. Well, the Cowboys dropped to 6-7-1, and yeah, even though the Vikings are eliminated from the playoffs as the game done, they went to play their hearts out, and this has been a pretty good day for Minnesota, because as we know, the Minnesota Wilds won, the Minnesota Timberwolves won, and now the Minnesota Vikings won. So that's a plus. Let's get to the player stat. J.J. McCarthy completed 15 of his 24 passes for 250 yards, got 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, was never sacked, and has a QBR rating of 108. While Dak Prescott, he has completed 23 of his 38 passes for 294 yards. He got no touchdowns, no interceptions, was sacked twice, and has a QBR of 84.8. Jones had 12 carries for 34 yards. Mason had 10 carries for 29 yards. J.J. McCarthy had 4 carries for 15 yards, a touchdown. C.J. Ham had 1 carry for 1 yard, a touchdown. Naylor, he had 1 carry for -2 yards. Oh boy. Williams had 15 carries from 91 yards, 1 touchdown. Davis has 8 carries for 21 yards, 1 touchdown. Luke Pett had 3 carries for 16 yards. RB had 1 carry for 6 yards. Trevor had 1 carry for 2 yards. Prescott had 1 carry for 2 yards. And C.D. Lamb, he was just there. Anderson has 2 receptions for 66 yards. Hawkinson had 4 receptions for 66 yards. Nader had 3 receptions for 47 yards. And 2 touchdowns. Jones had 3 receptions for 31 yards. And Jefferson had 2 receptions for 22 yards. And Oliver had 1 reception for 18 yards. Lamb had 6 receptions for 111 yards. Fournette had 4 receptions for 40 yards. Pickens had 3 receptions for 33 yards. Shoemaker had 1 reception for 29 yards. Mingo had 1 reception for 25 yards. Ferguson had 2 receptions for 16 yards. Davis had 2 receptions for 16 yards. Luke Pitt had 2 receptions for 14 yards. Turbin had 2 receptions for 10 yards. And Spanford, he was just there. Dallas had 423 total yards to the Vikings 327 total yards. Dallas had 285 passing yards to the Vikings 250 passing yards. Dallas had 138 rushing yards to the Vikings 77 rushing yards. And the Vikings had 6.3 yards per play, while the Cowboys had 6.1 yards per play. Cowboys had 25 first downs, while the Vikings had 21 first downs. Vikings were 2-9 on 3rd down, while the Cowboys were 2-12 on 3rd down. Vikings were 3 for 3 on 4th down, while the Cowboys were 3 4 on 4th down. Cowboys ran a total of 69 plays, nice, while the Vikings ran a total of 52 plays. Cowboys allowed 2 sacks, Vikings allowed 0 sacks. Vikings punted the rock 2 times, while the Cowboys punted the rock 1 time. The Cowboys racked up 7 penalties that cost them 58 yards, while the Vikings racked up 3 penalties that cost them 17 yards. Neither team fumbled the ball. Neither team lost a fumble. Vikings threw an interception. Cowboys didn't. Cowboys dominated the time possession 32-36 to the Vikings 27-24. Vikings had 32 tackles, while the Cowboys had 27 tackles. Vikings were 2 for 2 on the field goals, while the Cowboys were 4 of 6 on the field goals. And in the red zone, Vikings was 3 for 4 in the red zone, while the Cowboys were 2 and 5 in the red zone. So yeah, this was a big win for Minnesota. Even though this was like, crazy, man. It was a crazy game. It was a crazy game, man. Honestly, I'm actually shocked that the Cowboys didn't win that game. You really hate to see it. Like you really, really hate to see this because I thought the Cowboys had a chance to win this game. And honestly, it's just so funny how both. Hold on, the Cowboys have both been. I mean, the Cowboys won, but I don't hear any news that the Cowboys were eliminated. So, yeah, this was a much needed win, and it had to hurt. It really had to hurt because now it's up to the Cowboys to win out their final games, and I feel like this is the only way they have to do it because I know their next game. Because I feel like their next games is against the Giants. Dallas's next games are they got to play the Giants, then they got to play my team, and they got to play the Giants as the season finale. Because for my team, we got Philly, which is this upcoming Saturday. Then we got Dallas. That's on Christmas. That's going to be on Netflix. And then our final game is against Philly. And also, speaking of Philly, this with the Vikings beating the Cowboys, this actually helped them out because now, for what I heard, that the magic number for Philly to win the NFC East is 1, meaning that they'll become the first team to be back-to-back winners of the NFC East title since 2004. I think I could be wrong. Don't be wrong. But yeah, man, it's like wow. Well, I mean, I'm not too surprised. That this happened because we all know teams who aren't going anywhere are the most dangerous teams that can really fuck up a lot of teams trying to make it into the playoffs. That's for damn sure. And it's so. It really, really so. I'm actually shocked that the Cowboys lost this game because it felt like they had a game. This was a game that they need to win. And so that they didn't win. Now the Cowboys' chance is that they have to fucking win out. They got no choice. They got no choice in the matter. They have to win out because if they win out, they need the worst case scenario for Dallas right now. They need to win out, and they need help. That's all I gotta say because it's like that's the one. Because it's like that's all they can do, That's all they can do. So we'll definitely see how this plays out, but. Shout out to the Minnesota Vikings. I know this season hasn't gone the way they were hoping for, and even though they were eliminated before this game started, but this is one of those games where they wanted to win and show that they ain't gonna lay down and die and be all like, well, just because we're out of the playoffs doesn't mean we ain't gonna go out and play our hearts out. So big ups for them and everything. So that's all I gotta say for right now, but let me know what y'all think. As always, be sure to leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to the channel, click notifications bell so don't miss our updates, share with friends, share with neighbors, share with others, and that's about it. Until next time, this is Sean 71986 signing off. Thank you for watching this video, it really means a lot. I'll see you in the next one. Catch you later. Good night. Man, Cowboys lose, and the Chiefs are eliminated from the playoffs. Damn. This has been a good Sunday for football. Oh, and my team winning, so, Yay, yay.